Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the poem The Last Bargain. This poem is written by Rabindranath Tagore. The Last Bargain by Tagore is a 16 lines poem composed in blank verse conveying a strong message well needed for the materialistic world that no power, money or lust can make us happy. Simplicity and innocence are the most supreme of all. Now let's start to read the poem. Come and hire me, I cried while in the morning I was walking on the stone paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In stanza first, the poem The Last Bargain opens with the speaker walking on the stone paved road looking for work. The first one who wanted to hire him was a king. He came in his chariot and held out his hand to the speaker, telling him that he wants to hire him with his power. However, the king's power counted for nothing, and he left the place in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. In the second stanza, the poet describes that during the midday, there was an old man with the bag of gold. The speaker wandered along a twisted lane comprising of houses with shut doors. The old man tells the speaker that he would hire him with his money. He measured the gold coins which he carried in his bag, but the speaker rejects all his money. The speaker turns away all the money because money will soon be spent and money cannot buy us everlasting happiness. It was evening. The garden was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. In the third stanza, the poet describes that in the evening the garden fences were full of flowers. A fair maid comes out and tells the speaker that she would hire him with the smiling face. But her smile faded away and she melted into tears and returns into the dark, leaving the speaker alone. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain, stuck in child's play, made me a free man. In the last stanza, the poet describes that finally the bargain is struck by a child who hires the speaker with nothing. While the sun was glowing on the sands and the sea waves lashed along the shores, a child was seen playing with shells. The child raised his head and smiled as if he already knew the speaker. The bargain of the child makes the speaker a free man. Therefore, power, money or lust could not free the speaker, but power of innocence had the ability to break away his bondage. The child had the power to enslave him. At last the poet wanted to clear that he was looking to be hired by someone. However, he was not ready to be hired in exchange of anything because that would bind him. Had he accepted the offers of either the king or the old man, he would have to submit himself to their power or money. Or in other words, he would have to obey their orders in exchange of money or power. Same applied for the girl. However, the child hired him for nothing. Thus, the bond between them would be of love and nothing else. The speaker would be with the child out of his own will and not in exchange of power, money or beauty. Thank you. Have a nice day.